Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at breathing and how breathing helps with anxiety, stress, obviously meditation, but also when you're angry as well, because when we are frustrated and angry and we find ourselves in those positions, our breathing becomes quite shallow, like that, and we're sort of breathing sort of from our throat and the top of our chest, and really to sort of calm our shoulders down, calm our system down, okay, we need to be breathing from much deeper in the pit of our stomach, sort of all the way up, then through our chest, throat, and out through our mouth. So that's what we're going to look at today, and that's what I'd like you to practice this week, because the more you do this, the more you get into the practice of doing this, the more natural it will become, and it will just become part of you, and that's the whole point of these little snapshot videos. So we're going to practice this now, but a little word of warning, okay, as you start to clear the stale energy by breathing out through your mouth, and it's important that it is out through your mouth, you will start to clear all that staleness that's in there, and that staleness sort of leaves a space, and it makes you feel a little bit lightheaded, okay. I just want you to know that is perfectly normal for this process. For people who do not like that sensation, I suggest you find somewhere to lie down or sit down where you feel safe, so that you know that you're not going to faint or anything. If you do feel anything like that, obviously stop and take some time before you actually start this again. But this is a very gentle process, okay. I'm not doing this to frighten you, it's just that some people, especially if asthmatic, etc., can have little panic attacks with this. But the more you do this process, the more this will really help to stop those panic attacks and alleviate those panic attacks, because again, when you start to panic, that breathing comes from here, okay, and really short breaths, and that breath sort of gets stuck in this area here, okay, and all that staleness then gets blocked. So what we're doing with this process is, and the practice of this, is unblocking all the way sort of from your tailbone all the way up, releasing that and getting you to practice this method. And then of course give me some feedback as to how you're finding it, how it's helping you relax, and then we can move forward to the next stage, which is even more interesting. So we're going to work on this with 5 breaths initially, just 5 breaths. She puts both hands up to confuse you. So 5 breaths, and then we'll just go back to our natural state. If you're struggling with the 5, just do 3. Okay? So I like to close my eyes with this, so excuse me. So nice breaths in. Well done. So the procedure I followed then was initially it sort of came from my stomach up, first breath. It then came from slightly lower down for me, all the way up, so sort of from my belly button area, and then out, okay, until eventually I'd worked my way sort of down as far as I could go, so it felt as if I was drawing my breath all the way from my tailbone all the way out, and forcing that stale air out. And that's the process that you're sort of aiming for on the out breath. Okay, so practice that this week. Let me know how you get on, and we'll progress from there.